Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here so much. I have now recorded this 3 times. I did it on a Facebook Live and it wasn't as clear as I was hoping it would be. And so I decided, well, I'll record it on my phone. And I did, and it was so in flow and it was great. And the file somehow got corrupted. So it didn't work. So now we're trying for the 3rd time. And hopefully I can knock it out of the park like I did when I recorded it on my phone. We shall see. We are going to do a little exercise, and I'm calling it the I hope exercise, but I might do this a little differently than I initially recorded it just because I really want this to be. Actually, I'll do both. I'll record this as the original, and then we will record another one that is just a slight shift in perspective to, and hopefully one of the two works for you. So I call this the I hope exercise. The idea behind what we're doing today and what we're going to do from going forward as you use this exercise over and over again is simply to get out of your head, or get into your head rather, and work through some things, because sometimes we come up against barriers, and instead of being able to combat those barriers easily, we think it's so insurmountable, and there's always 1,000 things, especially right now, 1,000 things coming at us, and we're always so focused on all of the things. And this exercise is going to allow you to do a brain dump of those things, and then focus in on one of the things, and then work through that a little bit. And it gives you a process to go back and work through a lot of the other things. And you want to do that exercise over and over again until you can basically do it in your head, which is where I'm at. So, in order to do this activity, you'll need a couple of sheets of paper, and I would say 3 or 4 just for good measure, and something to write with, a pen or a pencil, and a quiet-ish space. I'm going to walk you through this, and it'll be a little bit longer just because of the intro and because of how we do the outro. But really, you could get to a point where you're doing this in about 5 minutes or less. And that's kind of the goal here, is to get you something to kind of work through a problem pretty quickly, and then later on you can fully unpack it, or unpack it as things come along. So let's get started. I want you to first get into a comfortable position somewhere where it's relatively quiet. You might have to do this at night. A lot of times I was doing this with myself totally at night after everybody was asleep. Typical mom behavior. So go ahead and get into your body. I want you to take a deep breath. Go ahead and close your eyes for just a moment, and we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slowly exhale. On this next deep breath in, what I want you to do is feel into your body. I want you to breathe into your head, breathe into your back and your shoulders. Hold. And exhale. Now I want you to release the tension in your head and your neck and your shoulders. Just release that tension out. And feel it leave your body. One more in that same spot. Feel the tingle in your hands. And release. Now we're going to focus on our lower body, so the hips, the legs, the feet. And release. Hold. And release. Now, while your eyes are still closed, I want you to keep breathing normally. And I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a room. The walls are white or a color that's pleasing and relaxing to you. You've got a nice little couch with a table next to you, and there's a lamp there. It's turned on. The room is softly lit, enough to be able to see, but nothing crazy. In front of the couch, there's a table with a pen and some paper. I want you to go ahead and pick that up and put it into your lap and look at it for just a moment. It's a blank page, a clipboard, and it's inviting you to be open and be honest. And this is a safe space, so anything goes. Anything that you say is private, it's just for you. And in front of the table, attached to the wall, is a chalkboard. And on that chalkboard, it says, I hope, with a couple of dots afterward. And I want you to really think about that statement. And then I want you to slowly open your eyes and start writing down sentences that complete that sentence. So I hope, fill in the blank. And this could be great things. It could be things you're worried about. I hope that I have enough money to buy food in the next couple of weeks. I hope that my health insurance doesn't run out. I hope that I don't get COVID. I hope that I always remember this time with my son. I hope that my husband had a good day today. I hope that my son is not being scarred by this process. Anything that comes to mind, just go ahead and finish the sentence. I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and do a couple of sentences. Just get whatever comes top of mind. You're going to fill this in later after we get off the call, after I leave the call. Continuing to breathe. I find that sometimes in this process, I forget to breathe. So just continue to breathe. Okay. So now that you have a couple, I want you to set that sheet next to you. And on the blank sheet in front of you, what you're going to do is pick one of the bad things that was on your list. So I hope I have I have enough money for food over the next couple of weeks. As we all wait for our stimulus check, I'm sure that's something that's on our mind. And I want you to write that down at the top of the sheet, or whatever it is. And then I want you to kind of unpack it. And when I say unpack it, I mean, what specifically is bothering you about this? What specifically, what actions do you need to take in order to figure it out? How is this going to get resolved? How are you going to make things okay? Do you have a savings you're going to use if it's about money? Do you have, is there work that you could do? Could you make masks and sell them currently? Could you work at a grocery store? If you're like me, that's not an option because I don't have anyone to watch our son. And at this point in time, I don't think it's safe to send him somewhere because he gets terribly ill around new people, and we go through a whole process of introducing him to new germs. And at this point in time, that might be deadly for him. Um, so, because he had RSV. So, like, all of these things are things that I would list, and all of the anxieties that I'm having about this particular situation, whatever that statement was. And, it might mean that you're going to the food pantry if you have to, or a food bank in order to get food. It might mean that you're calling on neighbors and friends and asking for help. Um, and it just might mean a couple of different things, churches, things like that. So I want you to kind of brainstorm how to move through that problem and how to solve the problem. And I'll be really, really honest with you. It very well might mean having to ask someone for money. It might mean having to rack up some credit card debt. It might mean, which is shitty, but okay. It might mean getting a small business loan if you own your own business, or at least looking into it. There are so many different options. So I just want you to kind of brainstorm how you are going to move through this problem. How are you going to, if it's something regarding a relationship or some kind of mental block that you're facing, I want you to talk about how it is complete and utter crap. And that's how you're going to work through it. So if it's a money block, I can't earn money at this point in time, I want you to talk about how that's complete and total crap. And what would it mean if you were able to earn money? What would that look like? Paint a picture. Okay. So I'm going to give you another minute or two to work through that. And this is just the start. You're going to finish this after we get off. And if you have the time, go ahead and pause it here and finish it, flush it out completely, and then come back to it. Come back to the recording after you're done. Okay, welcome back. So, now that you've kind of gone through that, you should feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more in control, or at the very least, you should feel a little more ready to face this problem. Okay? So, now on the next piece of paper, I want you to take one of the positive things that happened that you came up with under the I hope. In particular, for me, it's I hope that my son always remembers this time at home in a positive way, or that he got to spend a lot of time with his mama. And I want you to flesh that out more. I want you to talk about more positive things that have come out of this whole scenario than negative. I want you to talk about how great it's been, um, how you've enjoyed it, fun things that you can do in the future to keep the positivity alive during a really stressful time. And I want you to really get deep into the gratitude aspect of things and really, really feel that. Okay? All right. We are going to give you another minute to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and pause if you need to. Okay. Welcome back. All right, so now that you've done this, you should feel a little bit better. You should feel more relaxed. If your anxiety is higher, then I recommend continuing this process, maybe doing just a journaling and really kind of fleshing out exactly what are you anxious about? What are you stressed out about? And keep going down the rabbit hole and writing for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just free flow. And that should help you kind of nail it down and really recognize what it is you need to work on. So, one more time, I want you to go ahead as we close this out. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes one more time, and you're back in that room. And I want you to put the pen and the paper down. After having written, I want you to get back into your body, feeling your hips and your legs and your feet, breathing life into those areas. Deep breath in, holding, and then releasing. Same thing on your back. Deep breath in, holding, and releasing. Arms next. Deep breath in, holding, and releasing. In your neck and your head. Releasing any tension that's built up while you've been doing this exercise. In and out. I want you, when you're ready, to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Yawn and stretch. And I want you to get up and leave the room knowing that you can always come back. This is a safe space for you to work in your intentions and heal your mind and your body. This is a safe place where anything can be said, anything can be written down, and it's safe. And I want you to go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready. And I really genuinely hope that this was a good experience for you and that this helps you move through some things over the next couple of weeks as we start to navigate coming back into society and hopefully starting to go back to work and getting the children back in school, things like that. If you are out for the rest of the year, I would love for you to use this time and these exercises to really help you gain some clarity and some peace. Sometimes you just need to go to that room and sit there for a couple of minutes and relax and then come back into yourself and your body. Over the next couple of weeks, I will be releasing another video that's very similar to this one, except you are walking in an orchard. And it's really a good way to ground and get centered. And I love that exercise. So I hope you guys have a good day and that this was super helpful for you. And I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.